Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. And today I'm dealing with part 4 of this great topic, tips of leadership for a young man. Tips of leadership for a young man. And this is part 4 of this great topic. And thanks very much for once more joining us today. And I hope this will be valuable for you live and you'll be able to use it as a young man. And it will be something that will be gaining you quite a lot. Now, we are, as young men, actually dreaming to become leaders. And as I've said, that it is my desire to develop leaders out of this. It is my desire to mentor you into dreaming about leadership if you are not dreaming about. And if you have always been dreaming about leadership, maybe these tips might be there handy for you to learn out of that. And that will help you. And today, I just want to start with patience is a virtue. So in other words, when you want to become a leader, patience should be part of you. Patience should be a character, or it should be part of your traits. And a leader that is not patient, they end up messing up things, because when you are not patient, you're going to do things sometimes at wrong timings, because you are impatient with yourself, you're impatient with your plans as well. Now, I want to emphasize that there's nothing in life that becomes perfect from the word go. And secondly, I want to emphasize also that there's nobody in this life as well who is perfect. So you will have the flaws, you will have problems along the way, you'll have some impediments and hindrances along the way. And sometimes these type of things, they are going to emanate into mistakes, and some of the mistakes becomes a bit costly because of the extent of that mistake. So that must be, therefore, be prepared for. We must be aware of that, and therefore also understand that there are those paths and journeys and walks that you're going to embark on, but they will take quite a bit longer to for be fulfilled, or to even just kick off by being implemented. There are those things that will take longer. There are those that will take shorter time. So it's not everything that we are embarking on, everything that we are planning that will actually come to fruition much quicker and much earlier. And this is the reason why you need patience. Now, when we speak about patience, we speak about patience with yourself, because there are those people that become so impatient with themselves in everything that they do that it actually clutters up their minds, and they are actually so frustrated in their minds because they are feeling that they are not achieving what they want to achieve because of the slowness of pace, according to them, or maybe lack of skills that are making a lot of mistakes along the way. And I want to emphasize that be patient with yourself. But on the very same note of being patient with yourself, you must also scrutinize on where the problems are, on where something is lacking. Based on that, you're going to be able to correct whatever the issues that might be blocking you from succeeding in what you're doing. And secondly, you will be able to remove the hindrances that you've identified along the way that makes the pace to be this slow. Because when the pace is slow and you're impatient with yourself and you don't identify what makes the pace, the pace to be slow, you're not going to be able to solve for the issue. So this is very important. Therefore, as I urge you that as a young man, if you be a great leader, if you be somebody who is a leader, you need to basically be very, very patient. And if you are patient enough, you're going to be able to achieve a lot. And therefore, you're going to find yourself actually pushing some of the things that you wouldn't have thought that you will complete them in right time. So this is very important. So patience, therefore, become a virtue of a leader. Now, if you're not patient with yourself, sometimes you're not patient with the people that are around you, that are part of what you are doing, you're going to lose some of the skills and some of the people that are very valuable for your life. Remember that life is about people, and some of the people have been actually sent by God to become helpers to your vision and your purpose. So therefore, those vision helpers, or those destiny helpers, as one may call them, you're going to chase them away from you. And that is why sometimes people go wrong with what they've planned to do in life just because they've actually become impatient with the people that are around them. And they've actually caused the conflicts, and some of the people that are around them were very important for them for progress, and therefore progress becomes stifled because you've lost the skills or knowledge from the people that you stifled actually in everything that you did because of lack of patience. So be patient with yourself, one. Secondly, be patient with the people that you're working together with, the people closer to you. Because the more patient you are with the people, the more you will achieve more. Because patience becomes, therefore, a very key virtue that one must have. Secondly, today, I want us to look at managing time wisely. Managing time wisely. For any great leader, if time is not managed properly, you are going to actually doom the whole purpose. You are going to destroy the whole dream that you have. And whatever plans that you have, if your time is not managed properly, you're going to run into a very serious problem whereby you're going to find things going wayward because of wrong timings. Very, very important. So therefore, leaders therefore become great owners of time, respecters of time, if I may call it that way. It is very important that as a leader, then you respect the time. Respect time in meetings. When you set up meetings, make sure that you honor punctuality and honor the time for that. Very, very important. And also when you set up meetings as well, run them, honor the time of finishing as well. Don't drag meetings too long, because then you may make it not fruitful enough because of the wrong timing. And when we speak about time, we speak about also timing of starting things, because when you are a leader, you need to have a right timing of every single thing, because everything has got its own time. And if you do things at the wrong times or wrong seasons, of course, you are going to mess them up, because everything has got time in it. Let's give an example. If you were a farmer and you are a leader in that regard, you should actually observe seasons. You must know when to plant and when to harvest, because that becomes very important. So it speaks to time that. So the timing of every project that you put in should be wisely calculated. You should actually know that this is an appropriate time to do that. But also, as I said, it is very important as well to make sure that your timing is actually very well calculated, not only in starting, but in also ending some of the projects, because the delay in ending things that's supposed to be ended in a certain time, it makes that fruitless time spending, and that becomes a waste of time. But also, I want to draw to your attention as a young man that time is money. Now, the more you procrastinate on issues and don't consider time as very important, you are going to delay even projects that were going to bring you fruitfulness, money, for instance, or making the business to come through, because it goes by the timing that will actually make everything that you do as fruitful as possible. Now, as a young man, time is very important. So therefore, the use of time is very key to use it wisely. So some of the times wasters in life is procrastination. And it's very important that we deal with procrastination as a young man, that you don't waste your time in many of the things that you want to do in life by procrastinating and delaying things, and find yourself wondering and not doing things at the right time. And some of the time wasters in life is actually lack of focus. And I'm sure you've realized that when you lack focus, you tend to delay in planning things and making them happen. You tend to actually wander around and lose time along the way because you are not focused on what you are doing. Focus is whereby you focus on one thing at a time and make sure that you drive it to your maximum ability and put all your energy in it until you finish. But when we speak about lack of focus, we're talking about when somebody want to do many things at the same time. Because remember that when you started to multitask and do a lot of things at the same time, you may not give a proper focus to some of the things. So some of the time wasters in life could be focused. But I want to sort of round it off by just mentioning one more time waster, which is of common space. Most of the time wasters are actually different things outside of us, but you'll realize that some of the time wasters, and particularly a very important one, is the people around you. If you are garnering people that are not having ambitions, people that are going nowhere, people that have got no plans, people that are not having a drive to do something, and you put them around you, those people that will discourage you, negative people around you. So those are the greatest time wasters in life. And sometimes you find yourself not progressive because of the people around you. And I want to emphasize this because as a young man, you are vulnerable to what we call peer pressure. You're vulnerable to actually friends suggesting some things in your life and wasting your time, inviting you to parties that you don't need to be, inviting you to places where you don't need to be there at that particular time. That's a time waster. And you'll realize that when you start to have no backbone and you are going around being invited everywhere else except focusing on this particular project, that becomes a time waster. So managing your time wisely as a young man becomes a very, very leading part of your leadership. And it's something that is very important generally as a young man if you want to become a great leader in what you're doing. And I want to urge you to start scrutinizing your time, how you're spending it, and please refocus yourself and spend your time wisely. I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane. I hope that you've learned quite a bit out of this today. Remember, just before I check out, remember our YouTube channel, whereby you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember also to like our Facebook page, Micornus Phokane, Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum. Like those platforms and click notification buttons as well so that every video that we post on these platforms, you are able to be aware of it, and so that you can continually follow us, listen to these teachings, because they will be impactful for your life. I want to check out right here and wish you all the best for this wonderful day and say cheers for now.